you are so right on this. And what a great tactic.
Thank you.
Because Makar will be like, you know what? I do want to come home, Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ma.
I want your home meat, your meatloaf, Ma.
That's right. Ma. Meatloaf. Come on. Listen.
Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4-0 if you think.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming in hotter than a Friday night hand-me-down set of clothes. Listen. You're listening to The Sports Show, episode 342. That's right, 342 episodes of The Sports Show coming in live, on live. We record here at the University of Calgary, CJSW 90.9 FM. But let me tell you a couple things that you got to do right now. Hit pause. Well, not right now. Wait 3 seconds. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on Instagram. If you do that, you just look up at Sports Show Podcast. Look for a blue and white logo. We got a couple new members.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Because one of us on this side decides to let you know that we do a podcast.
What are you talking about? The poker tournament last week? Everybody at the table. Everybody.
The other one here.
That's not
true. You know what?
Not true.
You know other Mitch?
Yeah?
Buddy, he was taking phones out for his card thing. He was give me your phone.
That's a great idea.
But he got 9 U. Anyways. But we're not here to fight.
We're not here to bicker. In 2 weeks, trust me, in 2 weeks for 2 months, you're going to see a whole different Mitch. A whole different Mitch.
You guys, you have no idea what's coming.
You have
no idea.
You want to talk about time and strategy?
Oh,
this guy.
Woo! Woo! Right in time for WrestleMania and Easter and playoffs and everything.
Playoffs?
We just want to do the pod. Listen, at Sports Show Podcast, follow us, Spotify, Podbean. We got to get right into it. We don't got much time.
Zero time.
Because there is way too much happening in the world of sports.
It's nuts.
Mitch, how you doing, man?
I'm good, buddy. Great week. Long week. A lot of things happen. And it all started right after this podcast. Last Saturday, the world went sideways in the NBA, the biggest trade, and that's been lasting the whole week. We are going to talk about that because I got a couple of thoughts on that. I know Dimitri does too. And everyone at that poker tournament, great on the Greek poker tournament that went on, the Vic Elephantis International, I call it now. Great show, great environment. It's just the best. I actually miss it already.
Me too.
But as everyone knows, really quickly, the last few weeks, the pod's been going pretty long. Today, it's high octane. It's not CJSW week, but we got to do it fast because we got the other stuff going on. Okay, here it is. I was minding my own business. I wasn't doing anything really exciting, but I was perusing the nets. Watching the Flames game. I'm watching the Avalanche. And I was watching before that the Toronto game. And ladies and gentlemen, I brought up last week, Andrew Mangiapane got a standing O, got a little video tribute, and so did Chris Tanev. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I think the Calgary Flames are doing. Follow me on this. So I called my buddy up in Edmonton, huge Oiler fan. I said, hey, every time somebody rolls into the city when you guys traded him or got rid of him, do you guys do this? He goes, it depends on who it is. Exactly. It depends on who it is. Now, follow me on this, okay? You got Chris Tanev, great defense guy. He played 4 seasons here. He played 9 in Vancouver. I want to hear from Vancouver fan if they did anything for him. And then Mangiapane, whatever. So here I am watching the game, and William Nylander, one of the 4 horsemen out in Toronto, gets a hat trick. But he's from Calgary. Why didn't he get a standing ovation? Born and raised. Cale Makar, best defenseman in the league, was here just the other night. Where's his video tribute? Tampa Bay Lightning, Point, Calgary native. Where's his standing ovation? Listen, Calgary, if you're going to do them for the guys that are here so when they go into the free agency, they go, hey, they already love us. They're erecting statues of us. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm doing here?
Mitch, you are so right on this. And what a great tactic.
Thank you.
Because Makar will be like, you know what? I do want to come home, Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ma.
I want your home meat, your meatloaf, Ma.
That's right, Ma. Meatloaf. Come on. Listen, it is so brutal. I was having this conversation at work, and they were defending the Tanev. And they were saying, but he played so hard, and he did this, and he did that. I go, you guys, hold on a second. Yeah. Why are we giving accolades and praise and standing ovations to people who did a one-term stretch? A one-term stretch. Tanev wasn't here for 5 years, maybe?
4 years.
Okay. 4 years.
4
You want to
years.
know who I want to clap for? If Giordano comes in.
That's right.
I clap for him.
Absolutely.
Put in a long term of service, grinding it
Long-term.
out with the team.
Won
Was
the Norris.
won the North. Captain. Okay? I mean, this guy, these are people that I can get behind.
There we go.
I would much rather get behind the Kachuk who did the right thing to get people back. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm saying compared to the other guys.
Yeah.
I would much rather give a standing O to Kachuk where we got something back.
Your Honor, he's convinced me.
Okay?
He's convinced
At
me,
least
Your
we
Honor.
got something back.
I agree.
Okay?
I'll say that. I'm actually okay with that one. I believe it or not.
Okay?
But the
when-
rest.
Dude,
come on, man.
when we're sitting here and we're giving standing ovations.
Yes.
And we're acknowledging people that came for 2, 3, 4 years. That says something about how anemic we are as an appreciation of a franchise and as a fan. And hey, I'm talking to you nowadays fan. That's
Yeah.
right. You right now.
Hey.
You. I'm going to tell you right to your face. You're soft. You're a wimp.
Wimpy.
You coward.
Yeah.
No, thank you for coming back. No. Hey, you get the hell out and you stay out. And if you're going to come back into this barn, it's not going to be good for you. And I am so sick and tired of us just praising everyone. You know what this is?
What's that?
You know what this is?
Yeah.
It's growing up Greek. You're praising everyone else's kid, but here we are.
That's right.
Hey, Mom, I guess I'll go to the restaurant
Bring
again
this up on the
today.
Greek channel later. Bring this up.
Jeez.
Okay, look, Conroy or whoever does this, missed opportunities. William Nylander, Makar, Point, I'm telling, and there's others. I know there's others. I'm just grabbing the 3 guys. P.S. All 3 are on the, they're all in the 4 nations in some capacity or another. You don't want these guys? I'm telling you, this is the way to go.
And here's the other thing. What have any of them done?
This is what I'm saying.
It's not like, hey, listen, it's not like Kawhi Leonard, who is the greatest
listen,
Raptor of all time.
Exactly.
Sure, he came in for a year or two, but guess what?
1 year.
1 year, and he won one.
And he
has-
won
He has a
one.
100% accuracy.
That's it.
Winning ratio, giving the only
Done.
Canadian team in the NBA
That's
a
it.
championship. That guy I'll clap for, even in hockey.
Yeah, even in hockey.
Even in hockey.
Listen, from there, we're not going to hockey as easy as that transition was going to be. We got to go to what? The Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl 59 is tomorrow in New Orleans. Kendrick Lamar's getting ready. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift, and the Kansas City Chiefs are getting ready. And then they're greasing up their poles in Philadelphia. And the Eagles, Saquon, Hurts, the boys. It's going to be an epic battle. Dimitri, we're starting off with the NFL because that's where it should start today.
It's front
ladies
and
gentlemen.
center.
It's front and center. Simple question. I don't want to talk about the NFL honors and the awards given out, even though I can't believe Josh Allen won this MVP award. We'll talk about that next week. Ladies and gentlemen, simple, easy question. Kansas City, Las Vegas has Kansas City favored by 1 point tomorrow. 46.5 is the over-under. I don't care about the spread. I'm just giving you what the money lines are. At the end of the day, Dimitri, what you got for Super Bowl 59 tomorrow in the Islands?
Listen to me. Don't hate the players. Hate the game. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I got,
What you got?
because I saw them with my own eyes.
Yes.
And
you
I'm
did.
going to remind you all, because there's one thing we do on this sports show,
Yes.
is we self-gloss when we called it.
All the time.
What have we been saying to you all year?
Yeah.
Kansas City's the real deal, you guys. You want to talk about that they're not playing so well in their statistics, and then they flew under the radar on you. A 15-1 team that flew under the radar on you. Oh my goodness. How did you let that one slip, right? Because they won because Denver missed a field goal, so they're not that great, but they're there. They're there.
I wonder who said that to you.
And then on the, I know, there's a little PTSD coming from that
I'm
person.
sure, yeah.
And then you got the other side. What have we been saying all year?
What?
What have we been saying about the Philadelphia Eagles? Every time we mention their name, we're like, we're not going to talk about it.
Nope.
We're not going to talk about it.
Say no way.
You're staring at the 2 best teams in the NFL. This is the right final at the right time. I got the Kansas City Chiefs to pull through and win it, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a difference. This is how I'm viewing it.
Yeah.
There's a difference about a team that wins by culture and committee versus a team that needs to rely on its game breakers. Kansas City stops the run. Now it's all on Jalen Hurts. It's not on Saquon Barkley. You guys can yap all you want. It's on Jalen Hurts to see if he is quarterback game time ready. And when I put him up against Patrick Mahomes, I say to myself, there's only one winner. And the Greeks mean one winner, and that's Kansas City. And let me throw some numbers at you.
Okay.
I'm going to say this when I get after your pick. What is a better achievement? To go undefeated in a season and have the perfect record? Or to do the three-peat? You'll say, well, I don't know. I'll get your opinion. But isn't it funny? Isn't it hilarious that the New England Patriots under the Tom Brady went all the way to the final, only to lose to the New York Giants, funny enough, in that division, and it was the only game they lost. Ladies and gentlemen, KC got that game out of the way by the Buffalo Bills, which they turned around and put it down their throat. So guess what? You're staring at the next Super Bowl champions, the first-time three-peaters, and if they don't win, Amy, do not clip this. Anyways, that's how I feel.
You know what? You basically said everything that I wanted to say as well, so I'll just say this for Philadelphia. I think you guys do have a chance. I really do. I think this is going to be a tighter game than most think. I think if Saquon does what Saquon can do, this game will be close. They have better game breakers. I'll tell you right now, I like the wide receivers on Philly better. I like their offensive line better. I like their defensive line better. Philly when I say easily, Philly can win this game. But the problem is that Andy Reid and Mahomes are literally the 2.0 version of Tom Brady and Belichick. And we've seen this game, and maybe that's why we don't want to see the 3P, because we've seen this kind of rerun, this remake, if you will, over and over again from Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, you really can't fight the juggernaut that they are. They even have the refs on their side.
They even got
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, but in all honesty, you got to go with the guys that just know how to win. I like Nick Sirianno, but you know what? You were also on the hot seat very early in the season. You went on a heater. I want Philly to win. I do. That's my call. I want them to win, but they're not going to. KC minus the 1, that's a good spread. It's a great spread. That even Vegas is telling you it's going to be a close game, but it will be a field goal game, maybe a touchdown at the most. I don't think it'll be a blowout by any team. It's going to just come down to the kicking game. So I'm hoping for the greasing of the poles, but I'm being realistic, and it's going to be Kansas City for the 3-peat.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to totally ruin this game for the Eagles.
Well, you know, no one can ruin anything more than Nico Harrison did for the Dallas Mavericks this week. Ladies and gentlemen.
Segue of the year.
Thank you very much.
Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, sir.
Okay, since last Saturday, we have been sitting here, and I've been me and Dimitri talked about 2 or 3 times this week, and I think I brought up each time because every day there was something new that came up about this. If you haven't heard because you live in a rock or in your parents' basement, let me give you the quick rundown. Last Saturday, me and Dimitri, we're minding our own business. We're at a charity poker tournament. All of a sudden, bing, bing, bing. All you're hearing is these bings all around the table, 130 bings going on plus. People going, I can't believe this. This must be a fake. This is fake news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not. Our boy Doncic, Luka Doncic, down in Dallas, got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Now, it was a 3-for-3. The other 2 players on either side, I don't care. It's the whole idea that Luka Doncic, at 25 years old, a guy that takes the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA championship just last year, the future. He's 1 year away. Next year, he's supposed to get the Supermax. And the new Dallas Mavericks owners turned around and said, you know what? Nico, do us a favor. Get him out of here. And the world, I'm telling you, the world, anywhere you went, it was on NHL podcasts. It was on just regular TV. It was on the news. It's a big deal. But I'm also going to tell you, after kind of pulling back that onion, Dimitri, and reading it more, was it? Here's the whole thing. I'm going to let Dimitri tell you what you think. What are your thoughts on Dallas basically saying, hey, I know you're a superstar. There's no doubt there. But we're not putting all our chips on you. We're getting rid of you. We're sending you to L.A. What did you think of the whole process? How about the fact that they only shopped it to one team, which is also because, like I said, this guy should have got you a bag full. What have I been saying for the years about Leon Draisaitl and McDavid, and if you're going to trade them, it's all about the haul. the Mavericks got basically nothing in return. Not that Davis is good, but nothing. Craziness. Dimitri, I'll let you go.
So first off, this is why NBA, I'm going to congratulate you, and I'm going to admire you.
Well done.
Because we don't get this enough anymore in sports. Blockbusters. Real trades.
Good point.
Real action. This reminds me of like fantasy leagues.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh my goodness, can you believe the trade that happened? There's got to be collusion. There's got to be Russian collusion. It's amazing. So I love the NBA for this.
That's right.
Look, I like Anthony Davis. I don't love him, but I like him.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks are not leaving without anything on the table. They got a very good player. And probably what I like about this for Davis is if you're going to do anything in your career and break out and try to be the person, now's the time to do it.
Sure.
Right? Because LeBron James, we're going to use a lot of Greek restaurants here.
Yeah.
LeBron James is Mitch's parents who just can't let go of the Bonacera.
That's correct. That's absolutely true, yeah.
Like, that's all it is.
That's it.
And, Anthony Davis is little Nick.
Yeah.
That's
exactly it.
So he went over to
you got to venture off.
He did his little Sinatras over there. He's
Off
like,
you go,
he's
little
like,
guy.
listen, I got to go. Now's the time. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The Dallas Mavericks, I can't believe that they have a young, dynamic, future, a guy who's taken them to the final. And all they said is, we don't want to put money into building a team around you.
Yeah.
That's what it came down. It came down to the dollars.
Absolutely.
And I still don't think it makes sense. And this is, if I'm an LA Laker, and if I'm actually anybody in the league right now, this is why I hate the Lakers, but you got to love them at the same time. They just solidified a succession plan to when LeBron James leaves. And now they got a young guy.
Well, they did that with Bronny, though.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's just crazy how some franchises can continuously give their fans something.
Yes.
And this is where, I'll tell you, if the Mark Cuban was still in charge, this don't happen.
Oh, he's been on the record. I'm sure you guys have all seen this quote. He said when he first drafted Luka, he said, I would rather get a divorce than trade Luka. Those were his words, not mine.
So this is, it's kind of ludicrous. I'm really surprised about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to see what's going to happen. And I'll tell you, I got, maybe, because there's another team over there. And there's another team in that conference. It's kind of juicy right now. It's kind of juicy right now. But this just puts the Lakers, for me, as my favorite to win.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You like them to be
Yeah, I
pushed
do.
up?
I do. You know why? Because I like this Lakers team than I have been in the last 4 or 5 years.
I'm curious. I am looking forward to seeing Luka's debut. I am saying that.
I think they're going to play a little Golden State Warrior-like.
Okay.
There's
another team that picked up little Jimmy Butler.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's right.
That's what I'm saying. But I like it for them, and now I'm putting them in my NBA pole position.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you want that pole position. Little Denzel. As the Denzel Washington.
Okay.
I got him.
This is what I got. The trade, after looking at it in every different angle, I went full conspiracy theory. I was getting the yarn out with the thumbtacks and moving stuff around and everything around. I got clipboards at home. I got whiteboards at home. I'm moving pictures around. This is what I came up with. At the end of the day, all sports, like Dimitri said, thank you for doing this mega trade. Because if there's one thing I noticed out of everything, the owners are back. The owners are going, you know what? You don't tell us what you want and what you do. We tell you what we want and what we're going to do. And we've seen it 2 weeks in a row now. What am I talking about? This was one. What about last week in the NHL, Rantanen? Top 5 player, everyone said. Gone. They could have easily signed him up in Colorado. They had the money to do it next year with the cap going up and everything like that. Yep. They said no. Internally, what we all tend to forget, Dimitri, is this. Each team that is owned by an individual or a group are billionaires. They're all very good at business and they know what they're doing. And they all got there in some capacity or another by making tough, hard, and risky decisions. And this is one of them. This new group that now owns the Dallas Mavericks they own casinos. Fitting, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day? I think that when they called Nico Harrison, they're like, hey, listen, we're new to this. You're the GM. I guess you're the guy that knows the basketball stuff. Tell us, how does this work? What's this $300 million thing? What's this? Oh, that's Luka. We're going to give it to him next year. Why? Oh, well, because, he's got his Supermax coming up. He's 5 years in. It's what we do in this industry. Oh, really? Let me ask you a question. How much is he hurt? He's a little bit. How's he looking physically? He likes to eat a little bit. What's the big deal? But he got us to the finals. Did we win? Nope. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Can 2 or 3 guys do what he does? Yeah, of course. Okay. Get rid of him. I'm not joking when I say I feel like that's how the conversation went. They said 5 years, next year it'll be like $375 million. I'm not saying I wouldn't want that money or Dimitri wouldn't want that money, but I think the owners are turning around going, why are we giving it to a guy that hasn't proved anything? Right. Let's go over to Denver. You got Denver guy, you got Nikolai Jocic, who's shown everyone. Yeah, he may physically not look the part, but he's won a championship. He averages a triple-double. Give him the money. Makes sense. LeBron James, as much as I don't like saying it, give him the money. Ladies and gentlemen, this trade has one thing written on it and one thing only. Money, as Dimitri said. But more importantly as well, the owners are back.
Now, the one thing about physicality, these are Eastern European.
That's right.
Okay? These are Balkan people.
That's
okay?
right.
These are Serbians. These are Slovenians.
Yeah.
These are Greeks. These are Romanians. They're a different breed.
Yeah.
You don't judge them on their athletic prowess.
That's
Have you
right.
been to these countries?
Yeah.
All we do is eat and complain. That's all we do.
We don't know what else happens.
Like they're looking, they're like, well, he's not physically fit. Actually, he is. Because
he looks great.
The European dad bod is the equivalent of a six-pack.
That's actually a very good point.
Okay?
Yeah.
The European dad bod is like getting your varsity farmer.
Yeah.
So you guys are totally wrong. You just can't judge it like that. And the owners are back.
They are back.
This is a statement.
Yes.
And this says, hey, Butler, you want the money? Not until you show us the honey.
That's right.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Hey, you, him, here. Switcheroo.
That's right.
Go. Done. Out.
Let's use another. Look at Cleveland Browns. Look at other organizations, the Jets, that have fallen apart over the Dallas Cowboys as well. Like, throw anybody. Every league has these teams that don't see what Kansas City's doing. They don't see what the Lakers are doing. They just keep thinking, no, our way is the best way. And ladies and gentlemen, sure, again, they're billionaires. Fine. But you're never going to win a championship just never breaking the mold. I'm telling you right now, this move is silly. The Lakers definitely won this trade all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. However, I am impressed that Dallas would turn around and say, you know what? Prove us wrong. And that's where all the pressure is. Because with that being said, now we go to the NHL. See, where it took everyone a week to decipher this. 2 guys, 5 minutes. Just letting you know.
That's it.
We go to the NHL. Why? Dimitri, the drama's over. Vancouver's traded JT Miller. They did it. They finally send him over to the Rangers. You called it. Absolutely. You called it. He goes to the Rangers. He joins the team that he was once on. Now he's back there. You know, it's nice. Homecomings, as you will.
JT Miller.
JT Miller. Listen, I think it's a great fit. We'll see how the Rangers keep going. They look pretty good. Now they're back to normal again. We'll figure it out. I think they do make the playoffs. But here's where I kind of segued into this. Luka's got a lot of pressure. He's got to show the entire NBA why this was the biggest mistake of the world. Elias Pettersen, I'm looking at you now, my friend. You wanted this guy out so bad that they had to go get another Elias Pettersen and then a Marcus Pettersen just to make you happy? All these Pettersens, which now they traded your other guy, but they kept the one guy? All the pressure is on you. And be careful, my friend. This is what you wanted. This is what you needed. I am so curious. I want Luka and Pettersen to have a conference call and figure this out. How are you guys going to do this? I'm so excited.
Oh, Vancouver. Oh, there's just some teams in Canada. And actually, I feel like it's most teams, but it's just some teams in Canada. They never learn their lesson. They don't want to learn their lesson.
They don't.
They don't. And, for whatever reason, I don't know why you said we got to recreate the whole Sedin thing. We talked about it before. Yeah. You need to do it again. You just got rid of the heart and soul of your team. The most beloved player on the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, yeah.
The hardest working guy. Him and the Hughes, okay? Like, I'm
Hughes is number one.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Well, number one.
You're right.
But I'm so stunned Because these types of players, they don't exist anymore, or they're very rare. Like, back in the day when you had like your Mike Richards, when you had your Zach Parise,
right.
When you had the like the remnants of like today, it's like these O'Reilly, Iginlas. You had these people that
Joe Thornton.
Thornton, that's what I'm talking about. The Taves.
Tanev. Oh, wait.
Every time I say his name, 4 more years. 4 more years. Jeez. But you know what I mean? Like character, heart, soul, grit, the people. Guys, like, look how St. Louis won the Stanley Cup a few years back.
That's right.
I mean, and you got rid of it. Why? For a guy who gets you points, who's super young, but did you nothing but dirty in the playoffs and didn't bother to show up. You guys are so stupid. You killed the forward progress of the franchise.
Absolutely.
Because mark my words, episode 342.
You got it.
We're gonna go back. I don't see Pettersen being. I'd be stunned if they sign a contract extension, because what this guy's going to do to you is he's going to want to get paid, and he's going to want to get paid not for his results, but for his time served. And
he already got his money. He got his money last year.
I know, but I'm saying.
Oh, if
now he got it. Now he's got the runway.
Right.
Now he's going to want.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hear what you. No, I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying, Dimitri, in the NHL, the one thing that they do, once they get their money, they either, like Leon Draisaitl, they look great, they're making their money, and they're showing you why they're worth it, or you got guys like Pettersen, which,
it's gonna happen.
Unfortunately, there's more of them where they're not showing you the worth. I totally understand what you're saying. You're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, they did give him the money, and he hasn't shown, since he got it, he's kind of been quiet, which is why everyone thinks they got into a fight. But I was listening to a little Spitting Chicklets the other day. I got to be honest. They didn't say it, but they said it. Because they're NHLers and they still got buddies in the league, let's just say my idea of what happened seems closer to what seemed to have happened. Because they said, we can't really tell you because it's not right for us to tell you what we've been hearing. So if it was argument saying, hey, skate faster, I don't see what the harm in saying that would be. It's definitely something more. And at the end of the day, Pettersen, Luka, you guys got a lot of work. Like it's a little different because Luka, he was side block. He was hit on the side. He didn't see this coming, right? But at the same time, what a great way to show. Pettersen, sir, you have to now literally score 50 goals by the end of the season.
Yeah.
You have to. There's no other way around this. I'm sorry, man. Like, you got to show why they kept you, and you got to get those fans. Because if there's one thing that I think we can all agree across the board when it comes to Vancouver fan, worst fan or best fan.
Right.
They either love you or they really hate you. There's no in between.
I don't know, man. I think they made the wrong call.
Oh, I think so too. It's up to Pettersen to show everybody wrong. That's it.
Yeah, they made the wrong call, and I just can't believe, like, you got to wonder how bad was the fight that they couldn't sit these two people down.
Actually, Rutherford last week.
I know, but it's not even just. How about the locker room?
Well, you know what?
See, I have too many questions about culture here.
Well, actually, takes us to the next question. Do you mind if I ask?
Go ahead.
So, I'm minding my business. I'm flipping through some reels, and I see Mark Messier talking with Subban. They're on the NHL network or something, I believe. And they're, or NBC, maybe? NBC, I think it is. And they're chatting. And I only caught the tail end of the reel, but it caught my eye. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that Tortorella is known for is he goes, you know what? He'll bench a guy. It doesn't matter if he's a superstar or not, or a captain or not. He's like, go sit down. If you're not listening to the model, go. Connor Bedard's name been thrown around. You got the Chicago Blackhawks, worst team in the NHL right now, and they were discussing, would it be beneficial to maybe sit Bedard and say, hey, man, listen, this is what we need from you. You got to sit down. You got to do this, and you got to figure out some things. Here's a little disclaimer. I don't know how bad. I see his points. He's not where we thought he was going to be. Oh, well, I kind of called it. But anyways, the point is he's not where maybe they all want him to be. Is sitting Bedard good or bad?
Ooh.
Yeah, this one's tricky.
Ooh.
This one's a tricky.
I think that if you want to sit, you know what? If you're going to do it early, do it now.
Yeah, I agree. That I do agree with.
You know, if you're going to do it early, do it now. Don't do it later.
But
I'm of the opinion, but see, this is where, but this is unfortunately why it's such a generational clash. The nowadays player, I say the nowadays anyone, just can't handle the fact that you're accountable for your own actions. Like the entitlement is out of control.
It's crazy.
And listen, we all went through those reps.
Yeah,
and the only way to not get benched is to do your job, to play at the level and compete and get some results. And guys, whatever happened to the point, like remember where we're at. This is professional sports. There are only 600 to 700 roster positions in each of these professional sports, with people that are chomping at the bit, still grinding it out. Just maybe they couldn't make it the first go around, but try to make it the next go around. And just because we just feel that you owe it to someone to do it, this is where I side with people like the Torts and the Messiers and all them is, listen, you're not performing. You came here to be the top guy to do this and that, and you're not even the top guy in on the team. Like you are, but you're not.
That's right.
And you either have a choice as a franchise to say, listen, he's good. Okay, guys, let's be honest. Connor Bedard is good. But maybe he's just not the player you think he's going to be. And I'm so surprised because the Chicago Blackhawks won multiple Stanley Cups with two players that never got you 140, 150 points.
That's true.
You know, Kane was a guy who, he was prolific. He got you points. I'm not saying. But they were winning Stanley Cups when Taves and Kane were getting 80 points, and they were content because they had the Keiths and the Seabrooks and all that. So, look, you basically have in Connor Bedard another player like that.
Yes.
He's not your top three scorer. He's not McDavid. He's not Crosby. He's not Ovechkin. He's not that guy. But you know what he is? He's a really, really, really damn good player.
That's right.
And you need to build around him. You just have a different player. So this is where I'll side on the one side where I say management has to recognize and have that real conversation of what they drafted.
Right.
Because I think they drafted one of the best passers in the game. Okay. I think they drafted, again, another Patrick Kane, Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah.
I think they drafted, Jack Hughes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they drafted another guy like that.
Okay.
They didn't draft Connor McDavid, so don't treat him like it. But
Well,
if he's
they
not,
thought they did.
They thought, but if he's not playing,
Right.
and you're shitting the bed, hey, if you're sitting on the bench, and most of the time, let's call it what it is. You're not doing your job when you're getting sit.
That's what it is. Yeah,
okay?
I don't think his offensive prowess is the problem here.
No.
I think it's more like, are you playing the full 200 feet, as they say in the NHL?
That's it.
My thing, you know what? You have to talk to him. That's the thing. You got to sit him down and go, look, dude, if we sit you down, it could destroy the morale of the team because if you're the best and we're sitting you, or just get better. Like it's one of those, do it or we're going to have to do it, and it could shatter him, to your point. It absolutely. Here's a guy that's probably never been told anything wrong, right? Like that's the big thing here. It's crazy. Speaking of that real quick, Buffalo Sabres this week, taking on Jersey. Tage Thompson, best player on Buffalo by far. Buffalo's having a horrible season as it is.
Ugh.
Guy comes over the blue line, elbows, crushes. Didn't get a suspension, weirdly enough. I don't know why or how he got away with it.
Yeah, but what's his face gets 10 games or whatever?
Yeah, man, nuts, right? Smashes Tage. Not one Buffalo player comes to his aid. Not then and not even later on. They had a players-only meeting. Dimitri, if you have to have a players-only meeting to talk about the next time this happens to your superstar, are you basically done?
If I'm the Tage, I'm out.
I 100% agree. I'm like,
out.
dudes, I've had a bad year. They didn't take me on the Four Nations. I'm playing with you yahoos, and I almost died. And nobody's here to help me?
No one's here to help?
Nobody?
I'm taking my Sabre and I'm going home.
I'm out of here.
Okay?
Listen to this. It's a sports show power ranking brought to you by Sinatra's 403-472-5222. My son, he just started jiu-jitsu. He goes, Dad, I'm hungry. Take me to Uncle Nicky's for a little something to eat. Crushed a slice.
Wow.
Crushed it.
Wow.
Yeah. Cheese, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, if you were thinking. At number 5, they're sitting in the weeds. They're the former Stanley Cup champions. Ladies and gentlemen, they're number 1 in the Atlantic again. It's the Florida Panthers. They're scared. They're starting to get... I think their hangover's over now. I think that's what this has been the whole... Not that they've been playing bad. It's just now they're starting to catch.
Baby, come back.
At number 4, they made the big trade last week. It's Carolina. The trade deadline's still a couple of weeks away. Dimitri, does Carolina... It looks like Carolina's starting to bulk.
I don't know.
It's bulk
No,
season.
I don't want to talk about Carolina until the conference
Until
final.
number 4. At number 3, I haven't talked to him about all year because we all thought they were crazy. What? Hagel? What? Cirelli? What? You got rid of Stamkos? Yeah. Hey, Stamkos, how's Nashville? Lightning at number 3. Another management call. Hey, Stamkos, you're going to have to go. Oh, but I want to stay. I'm the best. Yeah, okay, sure. At number 2, listen, they've been the best team in the league all year long. They're on a 7-game heater again. It's the Jets. Where you talk about Carolina, I talk about the Jets. We'll wait till the playoffs.
If we have a Carolina versus Winnipeg final.
That's great.
It's just so
great.
Good. It's like eating craft dinner. You love it, but
And
you
watching
hate it.
yeah,
But you
it's
love
gonna be
it,
great.
but you hate it. But you love it.
But at number 1, we've been waiting for you guys. We've been waiting. We were at the terminal with flowers and we're waiting. And then immigration called and said, hey, we want to check your suitcases. Is this really oregano? It's you, Detroit Red Wings. 7-game heater. You finally made it to the terminal. You're here. You're in. Technically, right now, you've made the playoffs. Yes. Detroit Red Wings at number 1.
And one time, Calgary actually played Detroit.
Yay!
Well, we want to welcome back the Detroit Red Wings to the Saddle Bowl.
I'm going to find out if there's any Calgarians on that team. You better find out there isn't. Let me tell you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done, you know what? This has been a great pod so far. Has it not?
Listen.
Standing up for us.
Hey! Listen, high octane.
Maybe this is the way we do it every week.
Right to the jugular.
Right there. Boom. It's time for a rapid banter.
Is it, though?
What do you mean?
Is it?
Oh, wait.
Is it time?
Let me see my notes.
Because if I talk to my buddy Kostaki,
Oh!
he's going to tell me,
Yeah.
oh, Uncle Dimitri, this flop is so sweet, but what about the flop of the week? That's right. I'm bringing to you the Sinatra's flop of the week. We already talked about it. We already brought them up. I think you can guess to where we're going. It's you, Vancouver knuckleheads, you morons, you idiots. You're back in on the flop of the week. Why? Because there's something to be said about ordering a pepperoni pizza, but I want triple pepperoni. We get it. You like pepperoni. We got it. But you don't overload it. It's the same thing. I want a cheese pizza, but can I get the 4 cheese? You tell me right now you taste all 4 cheeses. Anyone right now tells me that they taste all 4, 5, 6, 7 cheeses. The Vancouver Knuckleheads are the Sinatra's flop of the week for overloading on absolute disgusting talent, while at the same time getting rid of a key dough ingredient. You got rid of the yeast, and you brought in more cheese. You're out. Flop of the week.
Beautiful. Done. Rapid banter. Double cheese that son of a gun. Sterling Sharp, the older brother of Shannon Sharp, has been chosen to go to the Hall of Fame. About damn timer. Shannon had a brother?
I was just going to say.
Buddy, he was on the Packers. Just so you know. Colombian president says that cocaine is better than whiskey. Question. Should we be worried?
Well, apparently cigarettes are good for you too, so why not?
Miles Garrett, defensive end Pro Bowler for the Cleveland Browns, called this week and said, hey, I want a trade. About time. Or where did this Sean and Justin Tucker go again?
Listen, if you're in Cleveland, you just got to massage your way into the trade talks.
Alex Pietrangelo took himself out of the Four Nations saying he wants to get ready for the playoffs. Who do you think is going to take his place?
Stamkos.
Or Tanev. Last one. The Athletic NHL player poll is out, and we had next week we'll talk more about it. If you had the one question that I loved, if you had a no trade list, what team is number 1 on the list? Go.
Oh, if I had a no trade, what team?
Yeah.
Columbus.
Not even in the top 3. Winnipeg Jets, 48.8% of the players said that's the number 1 team I would put on my list. Where does Calgary land? 3.7.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
But they're on the list. But until they implement my new idea, that's going to come off. Because everyone's going to want a statue.
Everyone's going to want.
Everybody's want a statue.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I just signed like a two-way contract.
What do you think if you're a Winnipeg Jet player and you're like 48.8 don't want to be here? Like,
listen,
that's pretty crazy.
Listen to me. The Winnipeg Jets. All I'm saying is,
You got to win
It
it.
must be good over there.
It must be.
So-
I've heard.
Something's good
I've
over
heard.
there.
That's it.
Something's good over there.
Okay. With that being said, you know what's the best? It's MAGA Malaka time. Here,
okay.
I got two of them for you. It's MAGA Malaka, hardest sports franchises to be a fan of. Okay, so we always see this. Teams that just seem to never be able to get over the hump.
Okay.
Or, because I was watching the NFL awards the other day, Snoop was their host. He did okay. Is Snoop the new Ryan Seacrest? I don't know. Hosts for all sporting events. MAGA Malaka.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say, by the way, Belichick won the award of the night.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
End of story.
Nicely done.
I kind of like the first one, Mitch.
Okay, first one. Here we go. It's MAGA Malaka, hardest sports franchises to be a fan of. Can you be a fan of the New York Jets? MAGA or Malaka?
Malaka.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
It
It's
is.
tough.
They just can't get it going at all.
You know, you should just
Since Namath.
yeah, and just, you know, maybe just be the New Jersey Jets.
Maybe that's what I need. A
Switch
little
it
name
up a
change.
little
Yeah,
bit.
that's
Just
a good
a little
idea.
bit. Just
I
go
like
New
that.
Jersey. Forget New York.
How about this one? Sacramento Kings.
Oh, Malaka.
Malaka for sure.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they had one good run with the Lakers that one year.
Like, that's it.
That's it, literally. And they had a guy named Mitch Richmond. That's all I know
and
them
there's
for.
nothing else in Sacramento.
There really isn't. Capital of California, though.
Isn't it crazy?
Isn't
and
it?
you'd think they'd have more cachet in the sports world.
Nothing.
No.
How about the Washington Wizards / Bullets for those old timers out there?
Okay, I'm gonna say MAGA. I'm gonna say MAGA
Okay.
because they always at least have something for the fan. They got a little Jordan at one point.
They got Jordan at
They
one
got
time.
other team. They got Ovechkin. Like, you could go and be like, listen, game's not good. I'll go watch the goal record guy.
Okay.
Right?
I
So-
see what
so
you're saying.
I'm gonna go
yeah,
MAGA
yeah.
over there.
Commanders now.
Commanders.
Yeah. How about the Cleveland Browns?
Oh, Malaka.
Yeah, for sure. There's
even
another one.
even a Cleveland Brown fan doesn't want. It's like,
Yeah.
you know how they say, like, you win the birth lottery by being born in certain, like,
Sure, absolutely.
privileged countries.
Right.
Yeah, that's the birth, like X on the bingo card.
That's
Like, it's
100%.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm a Cleveland fan.
It's
why?
over.
Why? Okay.
Here's a couple more. Buffalo Sabres, we just said it. MAGA or Malaka.
Malaka.
See, I want to be their fan. I do.
Yeah, I like their jerseys,
Love their jerseys.
but they just don't do anything.
Nothing. Montreal Canadiens. You know, don't get me wrong. They have the most amount of Stanley Cups, but that's a lot of pressure over there.
It is, but I'm going to go MAGA
Yeah.
because, you know what? If you haven't,
Yeah,
go be around a game in Montreal.
agreed.
Right? Experience the Montreal people. You know, it's a good crowd.
Four more. The Toronto Blue Jays of baseball. Now, here's a team that's got a lot of money. Every year you hear they're in the sweepstake race, but they just cannot get it going. It's the tariffs. I say Malaka on this one.
I'm going to go MAGA on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? They are our only team. I reverse it. I'm
think
MAGA
so.
too. Yeah,
I think so.
okay. How about the Buffalo Bills? Hey, you got Josh. You got Josh.
I want an MVP.
I think we both know the answer to this.
Malaka. Buffalo, man. Gross.
Here are the last two,
whole-
and you know who they are. The last two. Here we go. I'll give you this one first. The Dallas Cowboys. MAGA or Malaka?
You know what? I'm going to say MAGA for the Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Number
Yeah.
one, if you're a 90s boy,
Yeah.
they gave you some championships.
Oh,
like a
sure.
good era.
Sure.
And they always keep it exciting, and they always keep
Sure.
it fresh. And here's the thing. You have a
Sure.
large support group.
Yes,
So
that is
that's
true.
That's the only saving grace, is that you can actually be a really big loser
Mm-hmm.
in a large crowd. That doesn't make you feel as bad.
Well, let me ask you this. If you think they're big losers, what about this one? Toronto Maple Leafs, MAGA or Malaka?
Oh, Malaka. Oh, you guys, come on. You never even
Which
won
one's
anything.
worse? The Cowboys, who haven't won in 30, or Toronto, I guess, since the 67 Cup. But you know what? At least Dallas has giving you a little glimmer of hope. I think being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan right now is maybe the most gutting of fans.
Oh, no, a Leafs fan is absolutely worse, because at least they actually provide teams. And they actually provide competitive teams, but they can't do nothing with it. Right. And they don't do anything. They don't win anything. At least Dallas, here, I'm telling you, and here's the thing. In Canada, here, they get all the press.
Here?
I
Toronto.
mean, well, maybe you don't hear.
Here.
Yeah, here. It's weird. It's true. Usually it's
Toronto gets press
the last
in Canada.
It's the last 3 minutes of every sports show. But not
I don't know what he's watching, guys. I got to be honest. I have no idea what he's talking about.
but not the last 3 minutes of this sports show.
There we go.
Because this sports show is the only sports show you need. And the only way to watch it and to listen to it is to do a couple things right now that I'm about to tell you. Follow us and subscribe to the channels. We need that viewership up, ladies and gentlemen. At Sports Show Podcast. It's a blue and white logo. Don't look for the fakers. Follow the makers. That's us. That's Mitch. That's Dimitri. CJSW 90.9 on the FM dial. Third Tuesday of every single month. Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Instagram, Sports Show. Love it or list it. Love it.
There it is. Have a great week. Last one, the Kardashians for hosting all sporting events. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. Plus their mom, maybe. Oh, no, the mom is part of the 4. Just throwing that out there.
You know who needs to get off hosting? Is what's his face that did the Grammys? That Noah? What's his name? Trevor Noah?
Oh.
Like, does anyone...
Why do they push that guy so much?
Like, he's
I don't think he's funny at all.
I don't think he's funny at all.
Like, zero. But he is he's loved by a certain side.
He's beloved.
Beloved. Bye-bye.
W, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Amy can do anything.
She's the best.